The most important conversation, if you're a business owner, is to make sure that you have a set of rules by which you got to play the game. And those set of rules are your values. The values guide behavior. It's ultimately how we hire people, why we fire people, how we manage people, because we're in a position that they're not living out the values. And every single time that you find someone inside of your organization that's grading on you, it's because they're actually in a position that they're going against one of your values. Let's say, for example, that you had a value like we perform at our best. And what does that actually mean? Let's give me some really clear evidence of what that would look like inside of our business. That might mean that people are actually using the systems and the forms. That might mean that when someone's performing at their best, they're really clear about providing measurement so that then we actually can provide better quality coaching. Performing at their best is making sure that they're turning up to the training and they're doing something with it. Performing at their best is being in a position that are on the phones and they're actually booking appointments. Performing at their best means that when they were there on auction day, they were 100% turned on. Performing at their best means that, you know what, they turned up to the meeting 10 minutes before they needed to be there. They were ready for the meeting. They'd already had their notes taken. They were in a position they knew exactly what their contribution was. And this is what we actually need to do, because we throw out these values, but then off the back of that, we don't talk about the evidence behavior. So what I need you guys to know is that literally the value is we perform at our best, and the way that I'm going to see this lived out in the brand is when I'm starting to see these particular things actually happen. Wow, this changes the game. Because all of a sudden there isn't misinterpretation. This is the conversation around what really good quality firms do. They get clear about what their values are, and then they learn to continue to guide behavior so that makes sure the organization really lives out its culture. At the end of the day, a culture is either spoken about or it's not. And if it's not spoken about, then at the end of the day, the culture just creates itself. I'd rather that we create a culture that really allows your business to massively excel, to attract good quality talent, and to make sure that you're guiding the behaviors of everyone inside the organization. So people know what it's like to be around this particular place. They know what's incredibly important, and they know ultimately about how management decisions are made. If you as a manager, a leader, a business owner are in a position that you don't know the values of your organization, then how do you expect the newest person coming to your organization to know them as well? It's not good enough just to have them written inside of the employment agreement. You need to make sure that you've actually in a conversation that you're talking about them every single time that you get to meet with your team. Every single all hands meeting, every property management meeting, every sales meeting, every strategic meeting is always about making sure that we're living true to the values that guide the decisions and the behaviors of what actually happens on the inside of the organization. I hope you've enjoyed this month's Growth, Leadership and Management tip, and we look forward to seeing you next month.